is the Quarantine River here in South America. Where I'm standing now is Suriname, that is Guyana. And for the next 10 days, we are going to be living off the land with a great group of locals here on the river. And we are going to be hunting and fishing for our dinner. And what's on the menu tonight? Our Paca. They're basically big, giant rainforest rodents. There is no internet, there is no cell service. We are completely cut off from the outside world. And the only place to bathe is the river. And there are piranhas in that river. Big, giant, toothy piranhas. So bathing here has to be done very carefully in the river, especially if you're a guy. And once we have a successful hunt for our dinner, tomorrow we're gonna come back here to camp, and our camp cook, Becky, is going to show us the traditional way that they cook Paca here in the Suriname rainforest. So tonight, after dark, we're gonna load up a boat, we're gonna cruise the shoreline, and we're going hunting for giant rats. I'm Dave Kaufman, and this is Dave Kaufman Eats the World.
Forward! Forward! Forward!
So now that it's dark, we're out on the boat and we're scanning the shoreline hunting for dinner. And the Paca are nocturnal. And Mark, who's now standing on the bow, is scanning the shoreline with his light. He's got a shotgun in hand. As soon as he sees one, we've got dinner tomorrow night. The other thing is that there are all these submerged rocks where we are, and exposed rocks. And with only one light on the shoreline, we can't see where those rocks are. This is going to be an interesting night.
The minute it starts getting dark, the Paca's gonna move. Yeah.
Oh, look at that. All right. So that is a Paca.
It's about 7 kilo when it's clean.
All right.
Yeah.
So, giant rat for dinner.
Yep. Delicious. It's a delicacy.
We're about to find out.
I'm telling you.
All right.
Good.
Taking them back to camp.
All right, so it is the morning after the hunt and we're back at camp. We're just getting up this morning and Mikey, one of the hunters that we're with out here, is in the process of just starting to clean that Paca. Mikey is a 5th generation hunter out here and he knows exactly how to make quick work of that Paca. So if you're squeamish, I just want to warn you that, well, you might want to click over to one of my other channels, Dave Kaufman's Fishing Adventures, Dave Kaufman's Reptile Adventures. Dave Kaufman's Adventures is always a good watch, but if you're squeamish, you might want to look away for just a little bit. But Mikey is going to demonstrate how they field dress this giant Amazonian forest rat that we're about to have for dinner. So you've got our Paca here, and so you're taking boiling water and pouring boiling water on him. And now are you just taking the hair off and leaving the skin on?
Yes.
Why don't you just de-skin him?
Well, it's a small animal, so it will be hard to take the skin off it.
Okay. And now does leaving the skin on kind of help in cooking him, or doesn't it matter?
It doesn't matter.
Oh, look at that. That hair just comes right off. So where did you learn how to do this?
From my father.
Your father taught you. And you're 19 years old. You know how many 19-year-olds around the world would have no clue how to do what you do? So you said that your family has been hunters out here for 5 generations. And is this something that you want to do, or do you want to do something else?
I was planning to do something else, but my dream didn't come true for me.
Well, you're 19. There's plenty of time for your dream to come true. What is your dream? What do you want to do?
Well, I haven't figured it out that much, but for me, when I was a little boy, I was dreaming to be a mechanic, a very good mechanic.
A mechanic.
Yes.
Okay. So, you're 19 years old. Your life has just started. One of these, if you want to be a mechanic, I have every faith that you're going to be a mechanic.
I hope so.
Yeah. So you want to break the family tradition and do your own thing, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And I really hope that one day, when I come back to Suriname, I go to your... What do you want to work with? Cars?
Anything.
Anything?
Yes.
Okay.
It has to be a motor very well.
All right. Next time I come to Suriname, I want to come see your mechanic shop.
If I'm gonna get it.
There's no if, it's when. Because if you don't do it, I'm going to haunt you.
And to be honest, it's a big rat.
Yeah, I
That
know.
is a big rat.
That's what I always
I mean,
tell
look at those
everybody.
teeth.
We eat giant rats.
So when you're out here for 8 hours down the river in the middle of the jungle, literally hundreds of kilometers away from any civilization, this is what you eat in the jungle, right?
Yes.
This is the most common thing that you eat. You go out hunting for these, and you basically eat giant rats. And that's what we're about to do here, as soon as Mikey is done. And then we just wash it off in the river, and there we go. We have a nice cleaned rat for dinner. All right, so now that Mikey is done cleaning the giant Amazonian forest rat, or Paca, we take it over here, and tonight our camp cook, Becky, is gonna show us how they prepare Paca here in the Amazon. All right, so this is our camp kitchen here. We've got the coolers full of what food we could pack. We've got a picnic table here for us. We've got all sorts of things like exotic peanut butter, for instance. And over here is our kitchen. And this is where Becky is gonna cook up that Paca. So the camp cook Becky and Joan have told us that they're gonna cook that Paca 2 different ways. So they're preparing the Paca right behind me. We're gonna meet Becky and Joan. Hi, Becky.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good. So you said that we're gonna cook that Paca 2
Yes.
different ways.
Yes.
Tonight we're gonna cook it
I'm gonna make a black soy.
a black
Black soy.
black soy.
Yes.
All right. So what is the process here? You're cutting up some
Garlic. Yes. I'm gonna grate this garlic, and I'm gonna put some other seasoning. This is one.
complete seasoning. All right. Well, that basically covers all the bases, doesn't
Yes.
it?
Yes.
Yeah, this is complete. So this is what the Paca meat looks like. It actually is almost a white meat. I kind of expected it to be a little darker. But if you didn't, like, if you just showed me this bowl, I may say, hey, that's cut up chicken, not cut up jungle rat.
Yeah.
Right. This is Joan, the other cook, the other camp cook here. And yeah, again, we've got our Paca all diced up. And then this is the soy sauce.
And this is the shishado sauce. So sweet and salt marinara.
So sweet and salty and black soy sauce.
Yes.
All right, so we have a big wok here that we put over this gas stove. And then what's our next step here?
We're gonna throw some oil, just some cooking oil.
Just a touch of oil.
Yes.
And that's sunflower seed oil.
Yes. I'm gonna grate some garlic.
All right, so we got our oil cooking in the big wok. We got our garlic all minced there. We go over here to the pantry.
And I take some of this. This
Ooh.
is called fine leaf thyme. It's a spice.
This is thyme.
Yes. Do you know it?
Yes, I'm very familiar with thyme because it's about time you make that into something. I don't know, that was pretty lame, but it's said and it's on the internet now for everybody to hear. And now that is just growing here in the Amazon wild, and you have to go out into the jungle and find wild thyme for this recipe, right? Or did you just bring that from home?
I brought it, I planted it. But
Oh, you planted it from home. Okay. It's probably more interesting if you say that you went out into the forest,
Yeah, I went out into the
jaguars
forest.
hunting
Yeah, I
you
had to
down
dodge-
just to get this little twig of thyme. All right, and then we put the garlic and the Paca in the big wok. Now that we have our chunks of jungle rat mixed in with all that oil, all that garlic, then we add the complete seasoning. And now, how do you tell how much of that complete seasoning to put in?
I just average.
So you just guess?
Yes.
You guess that it's a complete amount of complete
Yes.
seasoning. I gotcha. Okay. And then we add
The black soy.
the black soy. I guess you could call that black. I mean, it's more like a dark brown. Why don't they just call it dark brown soy?
I have no idea.
Yeah, right? I think that's a missed marketing opportunity is what that is. And then we add So this is a sweet, salty
Marinara.
marinade. Okay. I like the way you said marinade better than the way I said marinade.
Marinara.
Say marinara. See, you put like that little emphasis on it. I say it the watered down American version. Marinade. Yeah. And now, how long do we let this cook before it's all ready?
For an hour.
For an hour. So it has to simmer for an hour.
Yes.
Okay, so now we take the thyme that you have risked your life traipsing through the jungle to find this one twig of thyme, fighting off jaguars, just for that little hint of thyme. And that makes it all the more worthwhile,
Yes.
because without that thyme that you risk your life for, this dish wouldn't be complete.
No.
Not even with a complete seasoning.
No. I'll put in some pickles also.
Oh, you're putting in some pickles. Like these? Are these the pickles? No.
Get it.
Oh, you're gonna get the pickles. I was gonna say, you know, that's an interesting looking pickle. I don't even know what the hell this is. So it has been 5 minutes
Yes.
since we put this in. And look at that, it's bubbling up. Oh man, that actually has a really nice aroma to it. You can really smell that dark brown black sauce. But seriously, it's the thyme that really makes this dish, and I'm about to get a drop of no sweat in this, so I'm gonna just back up a little bit. All right, so we're back. It's been another 5 minutes, and we're gonna put in one more ingredient. Becky, what is it?
It's called bay leaves.
Baileys? You're putting in Baileys? Oh, I
Bay
really
leaves.
approve bay leaves.
Yes.
I thought you said Baileys.
No, bay leaves.
All right. Now, look at this. In the Amazon jungle, all the bay leaves come conveniently packaged in these plastic bags. How do you get nature to do that?
The big stores does this.
Oh, the big stores do it, so
Yeah.
nature doesn't do that.
Nature does it, but they buy it over from the people who pick it and then they packet it off.
I see. Becky, that's a joke.
Oh.
All right, so in go the bay leaves. That is looking like, dare I say, good enough to eat. I dare. Now, you said that nothing was really going to happen for an hour, yet every 5 minutes you keep putting another ingredient in. Becky, I'm trying to go fishing here, and you're kind of like keeping me from going out and catching some big old giant peacock bass here. And the river's right there. I could be out there fishing right now, but no. Becky has to add another ingredient every 5 minutes here. So it's 5 minutes later. What's our next ingredient?
It's called lontai.
Lantai. Okay, and it's these little...
It's these little.
Oh, it's these little things. They look like little dried up blueberries. They're not dried up blueberries, are they? No. All right. So where do these come from?
They come from a tree.
They come from a tree. All right, so we put those in. And now what kind of flavor do these add to it?
It adds a special flavor.
A special
Each
flavor.
one of the ingredients have their own flavors.
Next step is to make a side dish for the giant jungle rat. Joan, what you doing there?
This greens they call squash.
Squash.
Yes.
So, fun fact, my tortoise loves squash. My pet tortoise. Yeah. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
I mean, you've lived your entire life and never knew that, and now that you know that, don't you feel like fulfilled?
Yes.
Yeah. And this squash, did you go out into the Amazon jungle and brave the elements, jaguars and pumas, giant anacondas, just to harvest the squash?
Yes.
You did?
Yes.
Did you really go out into the jungle, or did you just go into somebody's garden? You did. You went into your neighbor's garden at night and,
Yes.
and stole
Yeah, I
all the
stole,
squash.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Don't worry, I won't put that part in the video. So last night in the boat, you were the mighty hunter, who has secured the Paca for us. Tell us a little bit about hunting out here in the Amazon and exactly what a Paca is. Is giant Amazonian forest rat the correct term?
Well, it's in the family of rats, rodents. It's a big rodent.
It's a big rodent.
It's not the biggest. I think the capybara is the biggest, but the paca is quite a big one, and it's a delicacy among the locals. And we always, when we hunt, we go for them. And the good thing about the paca, it doesn't has a closed season. What I'm trying to say, there's not a period of time that you prohibit to shoot them. You can shoot them anytime in the year, but you can only take one with every time you go out.
Oh, I see.
Yep. So that's a bit.
So we got our one.
So we got our one, and that's nice. And yeah, the paca is an animal that everybody likes to eat.
All right, Becky. So it's been 5 minutes. I have not gone fishing at all yet. But that's okay. That's not your fault. I don't want you to blame yourself for that.
No.
Okay, good. As long as we're on the same page there. All right, so we are going to be adding our
Pickles.
pickles. Okay, let's add the pickles. Oh, look at that. So this has been simmering for now, seriously, about 25 minutes,
Yes.
right? All right, here we go. In go the pickles. All right, so it looks like we've got pickled carrots, pickled onions, pickled cucumbers. What else is in there?
Pickled papaya.
Pickled papaya?
Yeah.
Pickled papaya. Can you say that 3 times fast? Pickled papaya. Do it.
Pickled papaya.
3 times fast.
Pickled papaya, pickled papaya, pickled papaya.
You did much better than I ever would. All right, so we let that stir for another hour, and then
Another 30 minutes and
another 30 minutes. But in 5 minutes, we're gonna add something else,
Yes.
aren't we? Yeah. All right, so let's check in on our dish here. You know, if you went to a restaurant in New York or a more sophisticated city, like let's say Minneapolis, this would be extremely expensive on any menu in any given restaurant in a sophisticated city like Minneapolis. Because in Minneapolis, where I'm from, we're used to eating walrus and beaver, and we don't have giant jungle rats in Minneapolis where I'm from.
okay.
Yeah. Becky, our dish is just about finished here, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Okay, look at that. I mean, that is looking so super good. I mean, that meat looks really crispy, really tender, all those ingredients, all those flavors together. All right, so now that this is finished, Becky's going to take this off the heat, set it aside. She's going to make some rice, which is very boring to watch on video, so I'm not even going to show that. But tonight, we are going to sample your giant jungle rat souffle, saute. Is there a name for this dish? Yeah, just, I mean, we talked about that it was called black soy.
Oh yeah, I made it a black soy.
Black soy, that's,
Yeah.
really that's what it is? Because that's what you said before and I didn't believe you.
Yeah,
All right, so it's just called black soy giant jungle rat.
yeah.
I am here with Bob Bledsoe from Green Room Pythons on YouTube. If you are watching my other channel, Dave Kaufman's Reptile Adventure, you may know him. But we are going to test this out, so
I'm excited about this.
Yeah.
It looks so good and it smells absolutely delicious.
it actually really does. So here's the rice. I mean, we all know how that was cooked. And there is the Paca dish.
Mm.
You're going to save me some, right?
I'm gonna save you a little bit.
A little bit. Okay, that's fine. It's just been sauteing in that black sauce with all of those ingredients. Nothing happened. Don't come over here though. Now that I've destroyed Becky's kitchen, look at that. That is just a big heaping spoonful of ratty goodness. All right, Bob. Here we are, 2 gringos in Suriname about to try Paca, giant Amazon rodent, for the first time.
I'm picking it up by hand with the bone. I'm gonna try to eat this meat off the bone.
I agree. All right.
Here we go.
You want to try this
Cheers.
together? Yes. Cheers. Ting. Oh, wait. There's a Paca hair in mine.
That's my hair.
That could have been Bob's hair from his beard. That could have been Paca hair.
Get ready, let's do this ting
The
again.
mystery is... All right. Ting.
Ting. Here we go.
All right.
Oh man.
This is the best rat I have ever eaten.
To me it tastes like pork, but juicier
Yes.
and a little bit gamier, but it's not gamey like when you go hunting for something. Like when I think of gamey, I think of when like you eat rabbit.
Right.
You know, there's a really
There's
game.
that-
It doesn't have that.
And usually that gamey taste hits you after you chew for a while.
Mm-hmm.
There is no gaminess to this. I mean, this tastes like it's farm raised. What's interesting is that, now granted, I'm not a giant rodent meat connoisseur, so I expected this to be dark meat, and this is really light, super dense, meaty, white meat. It tastes and looks almost exactly like pork. I mean, this is something very surprising. I kind of expected, something a little bit more gamey, something a little bit more kind of exotic. But it really does taste like pork.
And more rat-like.
And more rat-like.
Like,
Right.
you would think it's a little bit gross, but it's really not.
It's not. It is actually delicious. I mean, all joking aside and all kind of, grossness aside from eating a giant rat, this is actually delicious. It is really delicious. And I think that if this was cooked by anybody other than Becky, this would not be as good. The sauce makes it just incredibly savory, incredibly delicious. And just look at that. I mean, that is just really dense, meaty, white meat. I mean, this is incredible Amazonian bush food.
Yeah, this marinade that Becky made is so good, but it doesn't overpower the meat, so you can still taste the meat.
Right.
You can still, like,
Good point.
I know what Paca tastes like.
Good point.
It's so good.
Yeah, this is an amazing dish. This is an amazing Paca, which Again, it's a rodent. We are essentially eating giant rainforest rats.
You know what else though about this paca?
Tell me about the paca.
It is fatty. There are bits of. I'm eating around the bone and I'm eating around the fat.
Yeah.
Because it is kind of fatty, but man, it's good.
It's so good. So guys, for the first time ever eating rodent in the Amazon, I gotta say I am so pleasantly surprised. Mark is absolutely correct when he called this a delicacy. This really is an Amazonian delicacy. So guys, if you're hungry for more, there is a video to check out right over Bob's face right there. If you're starving for more, there's a playlist to check out right there.
On my beard.
On your beard.
Nice.